Hey, you looking to build some muscle? You looking to make some gains? Well, I probably couldn't help you because my interest in that side of things is much more to do with health and fitness rather than necessarily lifting weights. Actually, that's not necessarily true. I do some exercise myself. And the reason I'm doing this rather loopy introduction is because there's people out there who watch my videos who've also seen me on a fitness forum that I've got an interest in, which is one of the many reasons, as well as lots of things happening over the past 7 years and even more things happening over the previous like 20, 15, 25 years, which has led me to develop more of an interest in like health and that sort of thing. Which led me to eventually do the course in nutrition, which I did. And yes, there's a channel I'm slowly building, which is linked in the information section below, probably via one of the videos there, because like, why not? In which I am just slowly increasing more and more ideas about health, fitness, that sort of thing, as well as alternative health and the various things in which I've been learning whilst going through not only my academic process, but also the kind of like more fringe ideas that I've looked at, some of the ones I agree with, some of the ones I don't agree with, and which particular accents of thinking I think should be applied to them, because like you look into health and fitness and that sort of stuff and it gets very heavily dogmatic, and it's almost like there's just like with every set of ideas which are out there in the world, it's almost like different religions, the whole fucking thing is like religion this, religion that, or what particular cults do you want to follow, and just chillax, that stuff really fucking bores me. If you hadn't already guessed, this is like a late night video. Why is it a late night video? Because I went to bed and I slept and I dreamt and it was nice and I was like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, boom, I woke up and I thought, oh fuck, what am I going to do now? So what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to do the same thing I always do, 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. I'm going to put the kettle on. Alright, so I got a cup of tea brewing over there. Nice, totally nice, right? So as I say, new channel, which I've already mentioned before, slowly building it, kind of like to do with like health, fitness, that sort of thing, diet, nutrition, alternative health. Also just some general comments on the subject as well, including some of the more popular diets, ones which I think are okay, ones which I don't think are okay, and then talking about like ratios of macronutrients and that kind of cool thing will come eventually. Okay, will come eventually, and maybe I'll even be talking about drugs and my interpretation of steroids and so on and so forth when it comes to the aspects of bodybuilding as a result of my own research into the subject. Boom. Okay. Maybe. It depends upon what ideas I've got and how much time I've got. Alright, I mean, yeah, okay, I make some money out of the AdSense revenue, but like, that's not my salary. That's not my monthly revenue. That's just like a little bit of extra money which helps me to pay the council tax. So it's not a question of I'm one of these people who can like knock out 1,000 videos a day, just like knock them out, yeah. And that's it. That's all I got to do. I got this like one massive like fucking people who are watching. I mean, this channel right now is getting about 43,000 views total. I did say I was going to remove my old videos. I had people like saying, "Don't remove your old videos. Just don't do it. Don't do it." And I go like, what the fuck's that about? What it's about is that like there's still people out there who are getting like good vibes and like getting inspiration and getting like clarity of thought about the things I was talking about way back in the day. Yes, in the old days. Yes, which kind of like it's still doing some people some good. So I'm going to keep that out there. Most of the channel has been dedicated to one particular demographic, or ideological demographic, people with certain ideas. And I wanted to make sure that stuff that connected to the way I was thinking then, the things I was dealing with, the issues I was dealing with, the ideas I was dealing with, it's still out there to do some good. So, fine. I mean, the peak that this channel has reached was about 50,000 views per month out of all the videos out there. And okay, I've got over 2,000 videos, 2,146 I think it is, the last count of available videos. So there's stuff for people, okay, there's stuff out there for people. Some people like tons and lots. So I'm going to do a Ask Nick series. Alright, this is the next like chunk of information. The first chunk of information was, yeah, go down there, click it, join the friendly channel. The second chunk of information here is like, what is it you want to hear me speak about next? Okay. And in that particular case, it's you know, have I done to death the whole spirituality thing? Have I, all this like new age stuff, have I done that to death yet? I don't know if I have. Alright, and maybe there's some things which I don't feel comfortable talking about, or I don't want to talk about. Please, no more of that bullshit about the ONO, okay? No more questions about the Order of Nine Angles and similar stupid people, okay? I mean, ugh. I mean, good God, it's like, ugh. You know, like, vomitorium moments. It's like really, really bad vibe moments. I mean, for fuck's sake. Oh, God, these people were like really, 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 really scummy, you know? Just like, not my kind of thing. Ugh. Ugh. I feel dirty just thinking about talking about those bastards. All right, so what? All right, so what the fuck do you want me to talk about? Yeah, says he trying to do a Barry White impression. Actually, not trying to do a Barry White impression, just talking as if like I'm channeling the spirit of Barry White now. He's coming to me. Yeah, I can feel his presence. He's, oh yeah, he's such a sweet, sweet little man. Oh, what the fuck, right? Now, I gotta do something about my caffeine habit. So, start on this video, because I'm gonna do this like Ask Nick series, just like ask some shit, okay? Just put it down there. If I don't like it, yeah, of course, I'm gonna remove the question or block you if you're being too much of a stupid bastard or you whatever, okay? But, you know, just fucking ask me, you know, just do it. This is about tarot. It's about my work. It's about how I help people when I'm doing my work. It's about what I like to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Is it about the cat, who is still incredibly cute and is in fact just sleeping just over there, right? Sleeping just over. He can hear every single word I say, and I'm telling you, man, that creature has a vocabulary. That creature has a vocabulary, right? He changes like his his bodily posture, his facial expression when he's listening to me, because he understands the meanings of the words I'm using probably better than some of my earlier viewers. Okay, all right. Those creatures, they're geniuses, right? They are geniuses, all right. Without using a word of English, you can tell me precisely what the fuck you want. How does that work? How does that work? Right, okay. Okay, so first chunk of information. Go down there, sign up to, just subscribe to the channel. Just do it, okay. Second chunk of information. Doing a series of stuff called Ask Nick, alright? Which will be as many videos as I feel like doing until I get bored of it, just like I do with all my series, okay. Then the third bit was I had a Guayusa experience recently, and this one was really quite cool. Because I was basing it on my astral projection visualizations again. I found it hard to get into a meditative state, so I used a mantra based upon basically the rosary, because the rosary is just a fucking mantra. Okay, just do it. Realize it. The words have meaning, and it puts you into that state, and it changes the way in which you think and your sense of perception and all the rest of that. But this was a different one, okay, which I'll go into at a later stage. The floating sensations were great. The sense of moving upward and flying was very odd. Now, when I'm doing this stuff, I don't tell myself I'm doing an astral projection, because if I do that, then all of a sudden, bam, I'm in a state of anxiety, because like I'm thinking to myself, am I really doing it? Am I not really doing it? What the hell? So what I try and do is try and see it as like a moment of self-entertainment or just visualization. If there are some fun experiences which happen as a result of it, then great, who cares? So I'm lying in bed just like visualizing myself into thinking like this is just a fun, imaginary exercise. Then the moving sensations were pretty fucking hot, and I did feel like I was being dragged, across the room. Now then it came to the moment of trying to, find a place to like materialize. That got a bit more difficult. When I say materialize, I mean like stand upright, because traditionally I've been making myself materialize downstairs. But if you do that, you've got to visualize yourself going down, all right, and then that's very similar to the feeling of reconnecting with your physical, because you're visualizing yourself going down, so you can end up, you know, being pulled by the back of your neck straight back into the physical, which is a bastard, because you didn't want to do that, okay. That could be because I thought I was further away than I really was, and I was still within the cord activity range kind of thing, okay, but it might not be. So in this time I just made it like to the edge of the room, and I did my standing up there, and I just had this like you know, a mode of like total clarity. I'm there, I'm standing there, I can see my body there. Then it went, and I was all of a sudden whoosh back. You know, it's like bam, straight, and the next moment back. What happened, man? Like, whoa. And that was brought about by the Guayusa. So, but I've had so many weird things with this tea, because like sometimes you can get the proportions just right, sometimes you don't. When you don't, you can't get the results you're after. You just stay up all night feeling really rather, you know, buzzy and, you know, that kind of like sharp awake. I don't want to feel like this. I want to feel like floating, moving, you know, stuff. So getting it right can be a bastard. And I'm not quite sure what I did right. That's the issue, you know. I got no real way of measuring precisely all the various factors in that, which is a pain, a real pain. And that's another reason why this stuff is so weird, because like, you know, there's too many questions, not enough answers. No, it's not a question of like, I am the great and powerful one and you will obey, yeah. Because people who are like that are basically just a fucking tosspots, to be quite frank. I mean, pretty much most people who've been involved in all this weird stuff have been like that, have been a complete wanker at some point, you know, everyone has. But if you're bright, you grow out of it, and if you're young and you're bright and you're watching this, you don't become it in the first place, alright? You stop watching too much fighting fantasy type movies and start living more in reality and working out what's really real, what's really not real, and trying to find like the middle ground, good and proper. So in the meantime, chillax, I've got a cup of tea to drink, and you got some meditation to do and whatever, so you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.